Can your SMSF actually own a holiday house? And what are the strict rules around personal use? In this video, we break down the compliance requirements and smart strategies for SMSF holiday property investment. Let's dive in.
The great Australian dream. A holiday house somewhere beautiful. But what if your super could actually buy it for you? It's a tempting thought for sure, but it is wrapped up in some pretty tight rules. Okay, let's get into it.
So let's just cut to the chase. Can your self-managed super fund, your SMSF, actually go out and buy that beach house or that mountain cabin you've got your eye on? That is the big question we're tackling right here.
First up, just a bit of perspective on why this is such a hot topic. SMSFs are huge in Australia. We're talking more than 600,000 of them, all managing a massive slice of the country's retirement savings. So why are they so popular? Well, it really boils down to one word: control. People love the idea of being in the driver's seat, making their own decisions about where their retirement money goes, whether it's in stocks or, you guessed it, property. But you know what they say, with great control comes great responsibility. And the Australian Taxation Office, the ATO, is watching very, very closely. There are some core rules you just can't ignore. So here's the basic rulebook. All of these ATO regulations are designed to do one single thing: protect your savings so they're actually there for you when you retire. That means keeping everything strictly business or arm's length and making sure you're not just using the fund to give yourself a financial boost before you've actually retired. Now, of all those rules, there is one that's the absolute king. It's the cornerstone of all SMSF compliance, and it's the biggest hurdle you've got to clear, especially when you're thinking about something like a holiday home. And here it is, the sole purpose test. The word to focus on here is solely. Your fund has to be maintained only for your retirement. Not for a cool lifestyle perk right now, not for a weekend getaway, but solely for providing you an income when you finish working.
And look, this quote from the ATO just nails it. It draws a really clear line in the sand. Every decision has to answer one question. Is this for your future, retired self, or is this for you right now? That's what it all comes down to.
Okay, so what does all this mean for our dream holiday house? Well, that sole purpose test gives us a very direct answer, but it comes with one massive, non-negotiable catch.
All right, the moment of truth. Can your SMSF own a holiday house? The simple answer, as you can see, is yes. Legally, it's absolutely possible for your fund to purchase a property like this.
But, and honestly, this is the most important part of this whole explainer. You can't use it. Not you, not your family, not any of your relatives. There's absolutely, positively, no personal use allowed. At all. So you've got to know exactly where that line is. This makes it crystal clear. Popping in for a quick inspection to make sure everything's okay, that's generally fine. But crashing there overnight while you do some repairs? Nope, that's a breach. Renting it out to the public on a holiday website? That's what it's for. But letting your family use it for a weekend, even if they chuck you some cash? That's a huge compliance problem. And trust me, this is not a line you want to cross. The consequences for getting this wrong are, well, they're brutal. We're talking massive fines, getting banned from ever running your own super fund again, and your fund could lose its special tax status. And to put a number on that, just look at this, 45%. If your fund is deemed non-complying, its assets could be taxed at almost half their value. That could literally wipe out years and years of your hard-earned investment gains. Okay, enough with this scary stuff. If you're serious about this as a pure investment, there is a right way to do it. Let's look at how you can build a smart and completely legal strategy.
Here's your playbook for doing it by the book. 1. The property has to be a genuine rental, actively marketed to the public for income. 2. All your dealings have to be arm's length, meaning strictly business. 3. Modern short-term rental platforms are a fantastic option. And 4. Hiring a professional property manager is a really smart move to keep everything above board.
And this point is really worth hammering home. The ATO has come right out and said that using platforms like Airbnb for an SMSF property is perfectly fine. This is a huge green light, confirming that a short-term rental strategy is a totally viable and compliant way to generate income for your fund.
So what about the end game? Let's fast forward. You've done everything right. The property's been a great investment for years, and now you're finally ready to retire. This is when you get to use it, right? Well, not so fast. As long as that house is still legally owned by your super fund, that no personal use rule still applies.
even in retirement. You've got a few options. You can keep it as a rental to pay your pension, you can sell it and use the cash, or, and this is the key part, you can transfer the property out of the fund and into your own name. Only after you do that and pay all the necessary taxes and duties can you finally start planning your own holidays there.
And this really brings us to the final most important question you have to ask yourself. You need to separate the lifestyle dream from the investment reality. Given all these strict rules, is a holiday home truly the best investment for your retirement savings, or would you be better off with an asset that doesn't come with all this temptation and complication? That's the real decision you've got to make.